Previously, I defined faith. I suggested that faith is not based on a lack of information, but the abundance of it. It is the belief that an event in the future will behave like those in the past. Now let's look at how faith in one area extends to another. A belief system develops over time with many data points. In the first experiment, I dropped a pencil to a table multiple times and a trend was established. Since the pencil never fell to the ceiling, I'm not surprised when a cookie falls to the table too. The experiment also works without a table. Items drop to the floor. It works outside where things fall to the ground. The experiment is repeatable no matter which state or country I visit. Whether I know the scientific formulas describing gravity or not, it becomes part of my life. It is intuitive that everything falls. I developed similar faith with other types of repeatable observations. When I was 10 years old, I daily rode my bike with my neighborhood friends. We raced, jumped, and did tricks. It wasn't surprising that I often got hurt. One particular spill resulted in a sprained wrist. I went home to my mother and told her about the accident. I knew from many previous scrapes, cuts, and bruises that Mom would always be there for me. I believed she would help me, and she did. We got in the car, and she took me to our physician. It was an integral part of my life that I could depend on her. My belief that Mom would help me extended into other situations. If I had to have a notebook for school, she would take me to the store to get one. If I needed $10 to rent a baseball uniform, she was there. When a fresh problem arose and I couldn't overcome it myself, I knew where to turn. I could always go to Mom. A mother also believes in her child. Every afternoon, she expects to see the school bus drop him off and her baby run to the front door. And every day, that is exactly what happens. Her faith is so strong that she doesn't consider another outcome. Her expectations extend beyond elementary school to a place that others may see as unreasonable. Years later, when her son's platoon is in a major battle, even though there are 90% casualties, she unwaveringly believes that he will come home. The circumstances are quite different from his school days, but her faith takes her to a place that others don't understand. Her friends support her as they await the news. They confirm her baby is coming home, even though they are silently doubtful. Seeing his smiling face day after day at the front door wasn't something they had witnessed. They hadn't collected data points as she had. Living in the middle of the evidence gave her an outlook that they could never share. The mother's belief almost takes on a spiritual essence. As a matter of fact, this is what most people think of as faith, going beyond a natural and rational mindset. It defies logic for others, but for the mother who collected the information over time, it's instinctual to take a leap of faith. I'm holding in my hand an iPhone, a phenomenal piece of technology. A black and white television was a piece of furniture when I was a kid. The thought that you could carry a high-resolution color TV in your pocket was unthinkable in 1970, and look where we've come in 50 years. And it is more than just a TV. It's also a telephone, camera, stereo, library, guidance system, and arcade. But this is not the only marvel humans have made. We also have cars that can almost drive themselves, a half-mile-high skyscraper, and cruise ships that are floating cities. The amount of work that goes into any of these is mind-boggling. Every nut and bolt, memory chip, and piece of glass has a purpose and place in the design. You expect that skilled artists, architects, engineers, and workers put together the pieces. It is a thing of beauty when completed. You don't have to go beyond your kitchen to see other fantastic man-made items. With the push of a button, you can have a cup of coffee, or your dinner dish is washed. Even a simple fork is pretty amazing. If someone gave me a chunk of metal and a hammer, I couldn't go to my garage and make one. It takes someone with knowledge and skill to do it. Each man-made item around us is a data point that confirms our understanding that they differ from a rock or a pile of dirt. There is a unique property that distinguishes them from other stuff. This is not something you usually think about, but it is clearly a part of your belief system. This unique property instinct extends to things in nature for some individuals. Whether a flower, bug, or little brother, they also are viewed as special. They have a purpose and complex structure. It doesn't seem that they are aimless atoms bouncing around like dirt. Beyond natural items, there are phenomena that are exceptional too. For example, the Earth orbits the Sun in the Goldilocks zone, where the temperature for our existence is just right. In A Brief History of Time, Stephen Hawking talks about values of the electric charges and masses of an electron and proton. He says, quote, "The remarkable fact is that the values of these numbers seem to have been finely adjusted to make possible the development of life," unquote. If you find either an iPhone or a baby lying on a beach, you perceive them as something more than an accident. As a mother takes a leap of faith concerning her son, you too leap from man-made items to seeing something special in autumn's fall colors. Nature bombards us daily with evidence of being surrounded by something special. What do you do with all that beauty? I'll see you in the next segment. Until then, humility, thanks, and joy.